to another video, y'all. So today we're gonna be talking about marriage update. We've been married for 5 months now, so we just want to fill y'all in on a few things that we've learned that we wish we would have done different when we were dating. We're gonna try to keep this video short and sweet, but we just want to give y'all an update on everything that's going on in our life.
Yeah, like, is marriage worth it? Was this a waste of our time?
Oh!
We don't know. We're gonna find that out. So let's see.
We'll find out after the break. I thought you were the one supposed to do it.
Like Evan said, we've been married for 5 months. We got married September 4th, 2020. Yes. I'm getting my dates confused because our engagement, I get our engagement in our marriage.
October, November, December, January.
Oh, it's been 6 months.
It'll be 6 months tomorrow.
Oh, it'll be 6 months tomorrow.
On the day we post the video, so it is 6 months. Okay.
So yeah, we've been together for
Time's
6
flying.
months. In 6 months, it'll be a year. It's gone. It's been. How would you say marriage has been so far?
It's been overall, it's been a huge blessing. But
I feel like that pause was very long. What to think?
Overall, though, marriage has been a huge blessing. You know, marriage has been wonderful to us. Of course, it's not easy, and it's not always going to be perfect. But overall, marriage is a blessing. There's no other woman that I could have imagined myself marrying. You know, God really put joy in my life, and that's a beautiful thing. But she definitely gets on my nerves. She definitely, you know, gets under my skin, and she definitely.
Always.
But no, marriage is a beautiful thing. You know, I'm so glad that I did. A lot of people say we regretted getting married while we're still in school.
Somebody said that?
Yeah.
Who said that?
We've had people say it, but
honestly, do you feel like it feels the same or different?
As dating?
Our situation, not dating, but just us.
So our situation is not. Marriage is gonna hit harder when we graduate, because we did get married in school. So it's not like we have a house and what?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I guess Evan's saying is we've kind of been married this whole time because we've been acting married. Our whole relationship. Basically,
since high school, like me and Jory. Freshman year. Yeah, me and Jory attached at the hip. Like we spend all day, every day together.
Like I knew TMI his bathroom patterns. I know how messy or clean he is. I know how much he eats.
Yeah.
We pretty much been together, living together for a long time. We've been living with each other since freshman year, pretty much.
Yeah. Which okay, so talking about moving forward, talking about like our marriage and update, that's one thing I will say. I wish when we were dating, we kept a little bit more space so that marriage was actually different. You know what I mean? Because we were so like, and of course, as followers of God, like we definitely should have set more boundaries than we did. Now, I encourage you, if you're dating in a relationship, you know, you definitely should, and you're trying to follow God, you definitely should, you know, set more boundaries than we did. You definitely shouldn't, you know, you definitely should try to not be with them alone in the bedroom, stuff like that. You know, definitely set boundaries.
What I'm saying is, like, with the marriage, like, spiritually, I feel like we acted married. So, like, what you're saying with the argument and stuff, we probably, like, if we were in biblical times, me and Evan probably would have got married freshman year of college.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Because I don't even mean about you, like, being with me all the time and just being touched at the hip. I just mean even how he thought stuff. Like, you already thought of me in your future. Like, it wasn't never what am I doing. It was always what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, when you're eating, we eat together. Or if you make a big decision, it was like you would make that decision based on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or vice versa.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's what I mean we were married, because it's not like now, like, oh, now if I make this decision, like, I had to think about Evan like I always did. Since I met you, but you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if we weren't together and we went to different schools, like, if you made a big decision, like, to move to, like, San Francisco, you'd probably be like, dang, like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You'd probably look for a house for 2 people to be in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's what I mean. Like, but since we've been married, I guess the difference is like Evan said, like it's a commitment. Like I was trying to say, our mindset always viewed it as a commitment, but I guess legally now it's a commitment. But that's what I meant. Like your mindset was always, it was never like if, it was when. Don't you feel like?
Yeah. No, I agree.
That's for me. I don't know about him, how he felt, but I don't feel like my mindset's changed. Like now I can't leave. But I guess one of the big things, like the difference between marriage and dating is like you have to, like you have to like truly think about everything you do now. Like when you were dating, you could kind of get away with stuff.
Oh yeah, that's definitely one thing. You're really connected as a person, and that's one thing. Like when you're dating, and that's the crazy thing talking about it though, is because like we did everything together, so it didn't change too much for us. But like you really got to think about, like I spend too much time like either watching sports or on a video game or with friends and stuff, and you got to realize like when you're married, it's like that, like you know what I mean, like you kind of got to watch yourself, and I'm guilty of it and I do it way too much, but you're really married to somebody, so you really have to watch that. You really have to be careful of that, and that's something that I'm guilty of. But crazy thing is, when we were dating, it was basically the same. Like of course if I didn't act certain ways, if I wasn't the best man, because not even gonna say not the best man, but if I was being too selfish, it still would cause like issues and stuff in our relationship. But now that we're married, it's emphasized, because it's like, no, we're married, like I'm supposed to be a man to God. I'm a married man, so I gotta move different, and I'm guilty of moving the same, and that's not how I should be. You know what I mean? I should, and I'm not saying you gotta be up their butt, but you gotta communicate through everything.
You gotta think about the other person with anything you do, which is like different.
Yeah.
But I guess you gotta think of it more, especially because it's official now, and when you think about your family and stuff, because you gotta make like changes, because it's not gonna just go away. I think a lot of people think like, oh, once we have kids, like it'll change, or like once we're in a big house, it'll change, or once I have this certain job, it'll change. But like until you like make the change, like it's not gonna just go away.
Yeah.
Some people think like if you turn to a different age, like you'll just be different, but no. So that's one thing.
Yeah.
I would say. So was it worth it? No. Yes.
Nah, so yeah, a lot of people, like we said earlier, a lot of people question why we got married so young in school and everything. So if you're thinking about, if you're thinking about getting married and you're young or you're in school or things like that, you gotta seek God's will. You gotta pray. That's the number one thing, because if I'm being honest, the reason we got married, because it was unordinary, to worldly standards. So it was truly because we felt God leading us to. So that's really the one thing that should matter. That's the only thing that should matter. And then of course later, further along is financials and stuff like that you also have to take into consideration. But if the person is somebody you want to marry or not. But basically with timing, it's all on God's timing. So
pretty much.
Yeah, and if the marriage is of God, like if it's truly God's will for you to be married, then your marriage will be, blessed. So.
And if you just like Evan said, you gotta keep God first, and also, a lot of people ask like, was it worth? Like not was it worth it, but like, now that you're married, like, if you could go back, would you do it again, or would you wait until you graduate?
Yeah, I'd do it again. What about you?
Me too. Yeah, because
I wouldn't change it. I'm not gonna, I felt it was God's will, and
I'm cold, you guys. Don't mind me. But no, also another thing that I want to think about is, if you're thinking about getting married, just pretty much, like Evan said, keep God first. But also to think about being with this person forever, and like you gotta think about like, no matter what, if they're aggravating, if the looks go away, God forbid, like better or worse, like when you really think about the vows, like you gotta really take that serious, because I think people just fall in love with the person on the outside and like what they're displayed right now. But with marriage, you gotta like think about if this person changes, or like you're gonna grow old with them. No one stays the same. Like you're gonna get aggravated. They might stink sometimes. They might not look good. Like, if God
Yeah.
forbid if they get in a car accident and they lose an eyeball, like, will you still love them?
Yeah.
That's a huge thing. Like, taking care of them, like, God forbid, like, if something happens and they become disabled, like, you taking care of them and loving them, like, that's through thick and thin. Or like them at their lowest point. Like, you're gonna see the highest of them and the lowest of them, and you made a commitment, so you have to, like, stay, like,
Right.
you
You
can't.
gotta love them at their lowest. You know. So.
Yeah, like, that's the biggest thing, is loving them at the lowest. Loving them at the highest is the easiest part. That's what everybody sees on Instagram. That's the pictures, that's the videos. But the lowest, that's like what no one sees. That's the struggle, that's the tears, that's the, you know, pain. But,
Yeah.
you know, that's what, like, a covenant, you know? So you gotta think about that.
Yeah.
What? But y'all, that's pretty much it. We're gonna close it because the camera's about to die. But so we love you guys so much, and if y'all have any questions about marriage or our relationship or Christian dating or whatever, please put it in the comments or DM us. We love y'all so much. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and put your post notification on, because we have a big surprise coming up, and y'all still have to wait for that, and it's coming so soon. But we love you guys so much, and we'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.